As we all know, syndrome is a group or collection of signs and symptoms, and nephrotic means it is related to kidney. So the main definition of nephrotic syndrome includes, first, there is excessive amount of protein lost in the urine, mainly albumin. And the second one, because of loss of albumin in the urine, the levels of albumin in the blood will decrease, which we call it as hypoalbuminemia, or low levels of albumin in the blood. The third one, the patient will have edema. Edema means the swelling of legs, face or ankle or feet, okay, mainly. So these three together is called as nephrotic syndrome. So the first one, it is more amount of protein is lost in the urine, specifically more than 3.5 grams per day. Second one is less albumin in the blood, and the third one is edema. Nephrotic syndrome can be caused by specific conditions which are mainly localized to kidney, or conditions which involve whole of a body. If we take the conditions which are involving whole of a body, the first and the foremost is the diabetes. Okay, diabetes, if it involves kidney, it is called as diabetic nephropathy. You can know more about diabetic nephropathy in my previous video, the link of which will be provided in the description. Diabetes can involve mainly, it can involve eyes, it can involve nerves, it can affect the heart, and it can also in the same way involve the kidney. So the diabetic nephropathy can also produce nephrotic syndrome. The other systemic causes, mainly the most important one is autoimmune diseases. Example, systemic lupus erythematosus. It is an autoimmune disease, which means like our body immunity is acting against us. Okay, so systemic lupus erythematosus can have involvement of kidney, it can cause skin rash or joint pains and many other symptoms. So these are the main causes of nephrotic syndrome, which involve whole of a body or many organs. Now coming to other causes which can affect only kidneys are the minimal change disease, or focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, or membranous nephropathy. So these are the main causes of nephrotic syndrome, where the problem lies mainly inside the glomerulus in the kidney. The damage there will lead to protein loss in the urine. Coming to what are the symptoms of nephrotic syndrome, the first one is the edema. As I've already told why edema occurs in nephrotic syndrome, the patient can develop early morning facial puffiness, which means that whenever patient gets up in the morning, they can have swelling of their eye sockets or their face in the morning. By evening, that will gradually come down. Okay, they can also develop swelling of legs, feet, ankles, or sometimes the whole body, which we call as anasarca. They can also develop distension of abdomen, like their tummy area, because of accumulation of water. Coming to the other symptoms, because of this accumulation of water in the body, there can be excessive weight gain. Within few days, they can gain many kilos. Okay. Along with this, there are other symptoms like frothing of urine. So whenever patient passes urine in the toilet bowl, we can see frothing there. This is not the normal type of frothing whenever we pass urine. This is more of a detergent like frothing, which persists even after some time. Normal frothing which occurs when we pass urine, generally it will resolve in within 1-2 minutes. But the frothing which occurs in this type of patients, it will be persistent, and it is mainly, it looks like a detergent type of froth. And along with this, sometimes the patient can develop symptoms of kidney failure, like there will be decreased urine output, or they can have decreased appetite, they can have vomitings, weakness and all. So what are the complications patient can develop? The main complications which patient can develop are they can develop blood clots. These patients with very less albumin in the blood, they are more predisposed for clotting of the blood. The clots can occur in the legs, which can lead to swelling of the legs, or sometimes this clot can go on to the and dislodge from the legs, and it can pass to the lungs, which can be a serious condition. And these patients are also prone for infections. for the laboratory diagnosis of nephrotic syndrome, the first test we do is complete urine examination. In the complete urine examination, we will know whether the protein is leaking in the urine or not, and semi-quantitatively we can know whether the protein is losing, less amount of protein is losing or more amount of protein is losing. Along with that, we can also know whether there are red blood cells in the urine. If there are red blood cells in the urine along with red blood cell CAS, it will point towards the kidney as the cause of the patient's problem. Now coming to second test, which is the estimation of amount of protein in the urine. We can do this by two tests, which is 24-hour urine protein collection, which will tell us what is the amount of protein leaking in the urine in 24 hours. Or if the patient is not able to collect 24-hour sample, we can do a spot urine protein creatinine ratio, which will also tell us how much amount of protein is leaking in the urine. And the third test we do is a renal function test to see whether the kidneys are functioning normally or not. In this, we will check the urea levels, creatinine levels along with the electrolyte levels. And after this, to pinpoint a diagnosis what exactly is causing the nephrotic syndrome, we will require a renal biopsy. So to know more about the renal biopsy, you can check the previous video of mine on the renal biopsy, the link of which will be provided in the description. Treatment of nephrotic syndrome, the first and the foremost thing is to treat the underlying disease. So once we do all the blood tests and do clinical examination and do a renal biopsy, we can pinpoint a diagnosis what is causing the nephrotic syndrome. So each diagnosis will have a specific type of treatment. For example, for diabetic nephropathy, first and the foremost thing we do is the controlling of the sugars, blood pressure, their lipid levels. Okay, along with that, we will give adjunctive treatment to decrease the amount of protein in the urine. Coming to other systemic diseases like systemic lupus erythematosus, what we will do is we give something called as immunosuppressive medications, which are examples like steroids, which will decrease the level of immunity in the body. Coming to the specific diagnosis which are causing nephrotic syndrome, which are mainly affecting the kidney, like minimal change disease, membranous nephropathy, or focal segmental glomerulosclerosis. The treatment, each disease has a separate treatment. Like minimal change disease and focal segmental glomerulosclerosis, they will require steroids, and membranous nephropathy, based on the stage of the patient and the amount of proteinuria and the course of the patient, these patients may also require immunosuppressive medications. Coming to the other treatment modalities which we start once the patient comes to us at the first visit, are the medications to decrease the protein in the urine, like angiotensin receptor blockers or angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. These drugs, they'll decrease the protein levels in the urine. And if the patient has excessive edema or swelling of the body which is causing disabling symptoms, then we will provide something called as diuretics or water pills, which will cause excessive amount of water loss in the urine and will decrease the edema. And these patients also have excessive levels of lipids in their blood, like cholesterol and triglycerides will increase. So to decrease that, we will give statins to these patients. And if the patient is predisposed for blood clots, I have already told, like example, a membranous nephropathy patient has very low albumin levels, these patients are prone for clotting of their bloods. To prevent that, we will give blood thinners like warfarin.